In this video, we'll be looking at the bubble sort algorithm. We'll learn what is bubble sort and we'll also learn the algorithm with the help of an example. With that said, hey guys, I'm Amir Salam, and on this particular channel I upload content related to coding, technology and self-development, and if that is something which you're interested in, then consider subscribing to my channel. Now without wasting any more time, let's jump right into the video. First, let us see what is bubble sort. Straightforward, it is a sorting algorithm. Now, what are sorting algorithms? These algorithms are used to sort or arrange a given array or list of elements in a particular order. This order can be either ascending or descending order. Now, this sorting using bubble sort is achieved by comparing two adjacent elements. If these two adjacent elements are misplaced, then this algorithm swaps them in order to place them in their right position. Now this algorithm, right, bubble sort, gets its name because the way it arranges these elements, it's as similar as bubbles emerging from the bottom up to the surface of the water. So this is how this algorithm has got its name, that is bubble sort. Now let us look into the the actual part, that is the algorithm itself. Now this algorithm basically has 5 steps. The very first step is this algorithm starts from the very first element and it continues until it reaches n-1th position. Now why n-1th position, you might ask? Well, this is because until we reach the end of an array, or until we reach the n-1th position of an array, the last element will automatically be sorted. Hence we'll be neglecting to again recheck the last element. Hence we'll be going from 0th position or the first position to n-1 position. Now in second step, what happens is the two adjacent elements of an array are compared. In third step, if these two elements are misplaced or not in the right order, then these elements are swapped so that we'll obtain a proper ordered elements. These steps continuously repeat themselves, or this is repeated until we get a fully sorted or properly ordered array or list of elements. So this is basically what is bubble sort. Now let us get a much better understanding on bubble sort with the help of an example. Now suppose I'll take an array of maybe size maybe n is equals to 4, and the array will choose random numbers, maybe 3, 2 and 0 and maybe 1. Okay, so I'll also write the index number 0, 1, 2, 3. Now we have got this array of size n. In order to traverse this array, I should use a for loop, right? So I'll be writing down the very first for loop, that is for I is equals to 0, as we have to start from the first element, I is less than n-1 until we reach this element n-1 is 3, I plus plus. Now with this particular for loop, we'll be able to traverse this particular array. In order to compare these two elements, we should have another inner for loop. So I'll be going with another for loop for j is equals to 0, j is less than n-1, j plus plus. Now with this I'll be able to compare. Now again, in order to compare these two adjacent elements, I should have a condition statement. For a condition statement, I'll be going with if condition, if array of j is greater than array of j plus 1. Now what does this particular statement means? If array of j, let us suppose j is equals to 0, if j of 0, that is 3, greater than j of 0 plus 1 will become 1. Is 3 greater than 2? The condition is yes. Now if this condition is true, then we have to proceed with this swapping procedure. Now in order to swap these elements, I'll be using another variable, that is temporary variable. Temp is equals to a of j. So I'll be storing whatever the values in a of j in temp variable, and then a of j will be given the value which is in a of j plus 1. Okay, once we have given the value of j plus 1 to j, we have to again replace whatever is in j plus 1 with the value which is in temporary variable. So this is how the bubble sort algorithm works. Now let us trace, or let us start executing this. Let us start tracing this entire algorithm. As I have taken an array of size n is equals to 4, and the elements are 3, 2, 0 and 1. Let us start. First is I is equals to 0. Is I n minus 1 is 4 minus 1 is 3. Is I less than 3? It is true. We'll get into this block. Now again, j is equals to 0. Is j less than 3? True. We'll get into again inner block. Now we'll start comparing. If a of j, that is a of j is 3 greater than a of j plus 1, that is 2. That is true. Hence what happens is we'll jump into this block and we'll start swapping the elements. That is temp variable will store the value which is in a of j, that is 3. Now a of j, that is this particular position, this position will be assigned value which is in a of j plus 1, that is 2. So 2 will be placed here. Now value which is in a of j plus 1 will be replaced with value which is in temp, that is 2 will be replaced with 3. Now this is the array which we have right now. Now once this is done, we'll get back to this particular for loop, and j value is now incremented to 1. Again, is 1 less than 3? True. We'll get into this particular inner block. If a of j, now j value is 1. If a of j 3 greater than a of j plus 1, which is 0, again it is true. We'll again start swapping. Now temp variable will again store value 3. A of j, that is 3, will be replaced with the value which is in a of j plus 1, which is 0. Now again a of j plus 1 is this, will be replaced with value which is in temp, that is 3. Now this is the array which we have obtained. Now after this, again j value will be incremented to 2. We'll again check if is 2 less than 3? True. We'll again get into this particular inner block. We'll check if a of j is 2, that is 3 greater than a of j plus 1, which is 1. Yes, it is. Again the swapping continues. Now the temp value, the variable temp will be storing the value which is in a of j, that is 3. A of j will store value which is in a of j plus 1, which is 1, and a of j plus 1 will be given the value which is in temp, that is 3. 2, 0, 1, 3. This is the array which we obtain in the first ith iteration. Okay. Now once all of this is done, again j value is incremented to 3. Now it is checked, is 3 less than 3? False. Hence this the compiler exits out of this particular for loop into and enters the first for loop. Now here I value is incremented to 1. Okay. Now let us see once again. Now I value is 1. Is 1 lesser than 3? True. We'll get into the inside block. Sorry. Now we'll get to the inner for loop. In inner for loop, again j value is 0. Is 0 less than 4? It is true. Now there is a small twist, right? As you can see, the last element, that is 3, is already placed in its right position. So is it necessary for us to keep on checking until we reach the last element? No, right? So what I'll do is I'll again add another statement over here, that is j is less than n minus 1 minus I, so that I'll be reducing the number of executions, so that I don't have to go until the very end of the array and keep on checking the element which is already sorted. So in order to remove that extra number of executions, I'll just add one statement, that is j is less than n minus 1 minus I. Now what is n minus 1 minus I, which is n is 4 minus 1 minus I value is 1. So 4 minus 1 is 3, 3 minus 1 is 2. Okay. Now j value is 0. Is j less than 2? True. We'll get into this particular, we'll start checking the condition. If a of j, that is a of j is 0, this element a of j greater than a of j plus 1, that is 0, the condition is true. Hence we'll again start swapping 0, 2, 1, 3. Now after swapping, the j value will be incremented to 1. Again we'll check, is 1 lesser than true 2? It is true. Again we'll check, is 2 greater than 1? It is true. Hence we'll be swapping them once again to get this array. Now j value will be incremented to 2. Now we'll check, is 2 lesser than 2? The condition is false. Hence we'll be jumping to the very first for loop. In very first for loop, again the I value will be incremented to 2. We'll check if 2 is less than 3, true. We'll get into the inner for loop. Again j value will become 0, is 0. Now there is another twist, n minus 1 minus I value is now 2, which is 4 minus 1 is 3, 3 minus 2 is 1. Now we'll check if a of j, that is 0, less than 1, which is true, then a of j, that is 0, greater than a of j plus 1, which is false. We'll again iterate and we'll keep on continuing, and hence we'll obtain this array which is sorted, which is 0, 1, 2 and 3. So by the help of this particular code, we have sorted the array which was originally 3, 2, 0 and 1, and we have obtained 0, 1, 2 and 3. So this is, my dear friends, how the bubble sort algorithm works. It compares two elements which are adjacent to each other, and if they're in not in proper order, it swaps them, and this process continues until and unless all the elements in the array are sorted. So this was all for this particular video. I hope you liked it. If so, then consider hitting the like button, and if you're interested in content which is related to coding, technology and self-development, then do consider subscribing to my channel. So that's all for this particular video. I hope you liked it. If so, once again hit the like button, and I'll see you in another one. Till then, bye bye.